Hello and welcome back to the Monday MOOcast. We're on episode 31, and this is Mike, and I'm here as always with
Greg
and
Andrea.
And we are going to start off, as we start off every week, talking about what we played the last 7 days. So, Andrea, what have you been playing?
This week I actually played nothing but Skyrim.
Nothing but Skyrim.
Yeah, I know. The video would suggest otherwise. This is what was supposed to be for episode 30. But anyway. Yeah, some Skyrim. Finally bought the house in Windhelm.
Took the plunge.
Yeah, it
Your
was expensive. But I finally got my achievement for having 100,000 gold.
Wow.
So I was like, I don't need to save this money anymore. Let's spend it.
Right. Burning a hole in your pocket.
Yeah, so that's been fun. I've just done some Thieves Guild quests, a little bit of Dark Brotherhood.
And you're a dirty traitor now.
Yeah, I joined the Stormcloaks officially.
Dirty.
Well, okay.
You're supposed to join the Stormcloak.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're supposed to fight for
They
your...
tried to kill you in the beginning.
They did.
They were
Imperials.
misguided.
Oh, please.
I will say this, though.
Misguided with an axe to your neck.
Well, they missed.
The Imperials have a much cooler city. I love Solitude.
Yeah.
I much prefer Solitude over Windhelm. But, oh no, actually, the Imperials have the cooler song.
They do have a cooler
little
song.
People sing in the inns and stuff.
Yes.
I love their song. But the Stormcloaks are led by Ulfric. What a cool name.
Ugh.
Anyway, so yeah, that's been pretty much my week in gaming. Nothing but Skyrim. I'm level 39 now.
Good for you.
Moving up the ladder.
I'm jealous of how much you can concentrate on that game. I cannot.
I play it in bursts.
Yeah.
Have you noticed? Like I go a while. I play pretty much nothing but Skyrim.
Yeah.
And then I'll go back to something else. And I'll put Skyrim away for a while. And then I always come back to it. So.
SWAT! It's like an old friend.
Yeah, that's...
An old Nordic friend.
I guess that's pretty true with any video game I play. I play one for a while, and then I'll stop and switch to something else, and I'll come back to it.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, what have you guys been playing?
Oh, Greg, what have you been playing?
I finally prestiged in Black Ops 2.
You did?
I'm
You
pretty
did?
much going to swear that game off now.
Really?
My achievement.
Oh.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
I don't understand how people like that game. Like, that's not that game, that series, just in general.
Really?
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's so frustrating.
Can be.
Like, I feel like I just spawn and die. Like, I've had trouble getting a freaking UAV.
Yeah.
It's so difficult. Maybe I just suck at it, I don't know, but whatever. So 50 points for me. Yay me.
Good for you.
And I also finished Assassin's Creed 3.
You finished it?
Finished it.
Wow.
How long did you play this week?
I don't know.
Because I feel like last time you were only like, whatever, 5 hours into it or something.
Yeah, but like 5 hours in, because there's so much training, like
Oh, yeah.
5 hours in, you're like halfway through the game.
Wow.
I see.
So it's not that long a game then.
I mean, I only did main
Oh,
stuff.
okay, okay.
I did not do any side
Oh,
things
okay.
because it didn't interest me. I don't want to hunt deer and bear, so I don't really care to hunt Assassin's Creed. It was predictably disappointing.
Wow.
There was what I thought was going to be a moral choice at the end.
Uh-huh.
And it was actually really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And one that is on par with a Mass Effect choice.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And unfortunately, they did not allow you to choose.
Oh.
Desmond just
Chooses.
chose what he wanted, which in my mind was the stupid decision.
Oh, man.
And they just kind of left it.
Hmm.
So like, it sets it up for where the series goes next.
Okay.
Which, next gen Assassin's Creed, if they actually go back to, I don't know, the assassinations.
Right.
And make those good, then it would be awesome. But
for now, you're giving it...
it's just kind of like, meh.
So you give it, what, a 5 out of 10?
No, I mean, it's a solidly made game, despite a lot of unpolished areas compared to other entries in the series. But I'd probably give it an 8.
Really?
Oh.
That's nice
7 or
considering you
8.
said it was disappointing.
Yeah,
all the way
I would have guessed maybe like a 6 or 7.
As an Assassin's Creed game, I think it's disappointing.
through. Okay.
But as a game in general, it's kind of like Resident Evil 5
Right.
was in my mind. Like, a really well-made game,
But not a Resident Evil game.
It's a terrible Resident
Yeah.
Evil game.
Right.
So,
Maybe we're just getting old. And like, what we think should be the series
No.
It's no longer the series.
No, I just think everyone's trying to be like Call of Duty.
Well, Call of Duty makes
Let's
$1
add
billion a
multiplayer.
day, so...
Yeah.
Right, but it's that
They do.
multiplayer. Let's do things like Call of Duty.
Right.
And it's like, well,
Yeah.
so stop.
Unfortunate.
And I'm kind of sick of Call of Duty, so.
Right.
No.
Yeah, you can hear it in
I'm
his voice.
returning to Halo.
Oh,
I'm
no!
returning to Halo this week, and I'm going to be leveling up. I want to get wet work. I'm almost there.
Good for you.
And maybe some zombies. We need a fourth person for zombies, Mike.
For zombies,
Easter
Call of
egg.
Duty?
Easter egg.
But that's Call of Duty. I thought you hated Call of Duty.
Not zombies.
Oh, okay.
Just multiplayer.
Ah.
Yeah, I'll play more zombies with you. Why not?
Can you devote like 2 hours to an Easter egg?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Cool. Oh, I didn't talk about what I played. Well, I didn't play as much as I wanted to this week because my Xbox died.
I know, it's so sad.
Yeah, so like without any warning, I turned it on early this week, and it gave me one red light of death. So it wasn't the 3 red lights of death, but it was just one of the quadrants. So I was like, okay, maybe I can survive this. So I turned it off, and I powered it down, and I said a few prayers, and then I turned it back on, and lo and behold, an Xbox customer support kill screen came up, and it
Oh,
said,
no.
"Your Xbox is dead. So sorry, sucker. Go get another one." Pretty much. And because it was my launch Xbox and it had been with me for how many years now, the warranty is now dead and kaput. So
Yeah.
there's nothing I could do except for cry over it and trash it and go justify spending the money on getting a new one, on getting a Slim. So I did do that. Thankfully, the holiday bundles were still in play. So
Oh.
I went and I got one for $75 cheaper than I would have if I waited another week. So I just did it. So I got a new one. The Slim is really cool. It's much quieter, that's for sure. But other than that, everything's the same, obviously. And once I was back up and running, I played a little bit more Guardians of Middle-earth, because that's currently my most addictive game.
Nice.
And played a little bit, what else did I play this week? Battlefield, I guess. Battlefield 3. A little bit of Battlefield 3. I really, I want to be into Halo, but I'm not. And I don't know why.
I thought you loved that game.
I
Yeah,
do.
I
No, that's the thing is I do, but I want to be into it more. I want to play Halo multiplayer all the time, but then I don't. I end up not, and I don't know
I guess I
why.
understand that. On some level, I guess I feel the same way.
Well, you just hate the game, so.
No, I'm
you
not a
don't-
Halo
you can't
hater. No.
I actually I really enjoy Halo 4. For me, if they made a single player DLC, that would be my dream.
I just want better maps.
I really liked the campaign. I really liked it.
It was good.
It was too short, and I wish there was more of it.
But
And
the
I wish-
Spartan Ops is cool.
And I wish Spartan Ops was a real thing, because I think I would play that all the time if Spartan Ops was better. And I'm hoping that it does get a little bit better when it comes back. But
2 weeks, I think.
yeah,
comes back?
yeah. So I'll be playing that, trying it out once that comes back. But for now, Guardians of Middle-earth has my heart,
Cool.
because it is super fun. So Andrea,
Yeah.
you're a female.
Yeah, very good, Mike.
That's probably the best pickup line you'll ever hear.
Girl.
Girl,
You're
let
a
me
girl.
let me
Girl.
talk at you. No, Tomb Raider.
Oh,
So Tomb Raider
yes.
has obviously a female protagonist,
Yes.
and you saw a new trailer of this
Yeah,
week?
there's a new trailer. Xbox was so kind that they sent it to me in an email, kind of like, oh, Xbox updates, blah blah blah. I don't know if you guys get those.
No.
But yeah, I was so excited because it said, new Tomb Raider trailer as part of the subject line. So I'm like,
Yeah.
So I watched it, and it looks pretty cool. I think I admit I don't know too much about the game, but just based on the trailer, I feel like Lara's going to have more substance as a character.
Right.
You get to...
Well, it's a reboot, right? She's younger and she's been
Yeah.
shipwrecked. And,
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see just that... I don't know, her character is going to seem more real. Whereas before, I love the other Tomb Raider games, but, it's just killing some stuff, solving some puzzles. Not
Right.
that there's anything wrong with that, but
Right.
I like a good storyline that drives the campaign forward.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Comes out in March.
Are you looking forward to the fact that now they have multiplayer?
No, I'm
Class-based multiplayer?
not. No.
With streaks and perks? Oh, what does that sound like?
The game with Soap.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That one.
No, I'm really upset to hear that Tomb Raider's got a multiplayer. Tomb Raider is a single player game.
Not anymore.
No, not multiplayer. No.
Not anymore.
It's that part I'm not looking forward to. The single player campaign, yes, absolutely.
How much you want to bet the single player campaign comes out and is great, but lasts about 4 hours because they spent all their time making
Probably
a class-based
will.
multiplayer?
Yeah. So we'll see. Time will
Upsetting.
tell.
Upsetting,
I know.
but hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's good for your sake.
I'm definitely gonna get it either way. So
Cool.
yeah.
Greg, are you into Tomb Raider series?
I haven't played any of them actually, so no.
Yeah. This is gonna sound completely sexist. I'm sorry if it does. But like, I can't get into playing like as a female.
Yeah,
character.
you mentioned
I
that
can't.
a long time ago. I remember that.
I can't. Like,
That's right, you did mention that.
I want to. Like, I don't see any problem with it. But then, like, I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of like misguided problem I have with myself or whatever. Like, maybe I'm scared that I'll turn out a female if I play as a female. Like, I don't know what it is.
Things are just gonna change.
Things are just gonna change. I'll wake up next day and like, oh my. But yeah.
I think it's kind of refreshing personally. It's nice to get a different perspective.
Right.
And usually, I feel like if you have a main female lead,
Yeah.
I don't know, she's usually well written. I feel
Right.
like, at least in the great games, I think of like Bonnie from Red Dead.
Right.
yeah.
No, I'm blanking, of course, when I need examples. Femme Chef,
Mhm.
although I guess that's
Kind of the same,
yeah.
No, I mean I get it. I don't know. Maybe there's also a part of me that's like I don't want to feel like
Portal.
Yeah, of
Really?
course, that's the
Portal.
best one. Yeah.
Clementine.
Right. But you're still not her though. Like I feel like if Walking Dead, if you were
But if I
Clementine,
played as a female, though,
Last
I
life.
don't think it bothered me.
I'm not saying it necessarily bothers me. It's just like that's not the first game that I would look to pick up because like for me like games are like this is the fantasy version of who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that.
And I understand, like, from your perspective, Andrea, that's, like, completely unfair because 99% of games have males in the lead, so now, like, you always have to play as a dude. Hey, look who was top of the leaderboard.
Yeah. You know, first is the worst, second is the best.
Well, then I'm most of the time the best.
And
No,
look, the second
don't
place
knife
player
me.
killed the first place player in the game-winning kill cam. Oh, on the boat, too.
Whatever.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah.
We talk about chicks.
Yeah, I get that. I think if I play as a guy character, it doesn't like it's like okay, sure.
Well, obviously you've
But-
gotten over it. Like you played thousands of hours
Yeah,
of
the majority,
Call of Duty.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if I get to play as a female character, I do like it better because, like you said before, it's like the fantasy version of yourself.
Right.
So I think like for something like Mass Effect, it was so cool because hey, this is like space me,
Right.
hot space guy, yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And Tomb Raider, it's like, oh, all right, cool. And then, you know, on the other hand, for me, it's nice to have a strong female lead character that's not like, oh,
Yeah.
if only there was a big strong man to save me.
Right.
It's like, oh God, come
Lame.
on.
Yeah.
So,
I get it.
yeah.
This week on GameStop, Andrea, you
Mhm.
found something about video games in the movies.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting question. It was just this past Friday, which was
The 11th?
the 11th, yeah. I was scrolling through my Facebook homepage, and GameStop asked the following question. If you could make any video game into a movie, what would it be and why? And I thought that'd be a good question for discussion because I know I think about that all the time. Like, ooh, this game would be a cool movie, or blah, blah, blah. So I'm interested to hear your thoughts. How would you answer that question?
I would say don't make it into a movie.
Fair enough.
Because for me, I think the really cool things about the great games that have great stories is that they are interactive. And so I feel like if you were a script writer or a movie director trying to make a movie experience out of it, you would inevitably fail with half the audience.
Mm-hmm,
At least, because like I mean, I for one would love to see like a Mass Effect universe movie.
Yeah,
I
that'd
would
be
love
cool.
to see a Mass Effect movie with like the production values and the special effects of like a Star Wars, so like everything can look real and awesome and fabulous. But then on the other hand, I would not want them to make like Mass Effect 1, for instance, into a movie. Because, like, what are they going to do? First of all, they're going to pick a male lead, probably, because the majority of players play as male chef, not femme chef.
Mm-hmm.
That means that you're pissed. Like, that means, you know what I mean? And
I don't know. Is the actor that plays?
Well, he'll
Rachel
probably be
Chef's
hot. Yeah, no, probably.
Okay.
But I mean,
That's
but I mean, like, but all those massive choices too. Then, like, half the people in the audience are going to be upset. It's never going to play out exactly the way that you want it to. So that would upset me. So I would say I wouldn't want any game to be made into a movie, but I would rather want some universes to be made into a movie. Like, I would really love to see, like I said, a Mass Effect universe movie. I would really love to see a Halo universe movie, but not the storyline of, like, Halo 1 or 2 or 3, because those stories are there, you know? I would like to see, like, what happened to the Marines that are, like, the normal guys in that universe when, like, all these planets are being taken over. Like, that would be awesome.
Interesting.
Or right when the war started. Or right when the war ended, or whatever, because obviously it's still going on. So, you know... And then other games, like, the most popular games would be ridiculously stupid as movies. Like, Call of Duty is just a bunch of stuff blowing up. Like, that's really only
Directed by Michael Bay.
Right, exactly. So, I guess that was a long way of answering a short answer, but, like, no, I don't want to see video games in movies. Not the game. Maybe the universe, not the actual game.
Okay. Great.
The problem with Hollywood is that they want to, like... They just kind of want to use the name and do their own thing with it.
Right.
And if you're going to do a proper video game movie, you kind of have to do, like, a Gone with the Wind thing. Like, you have to have a really, really long movie.
Right.
Or, as they like to do now, split it up into 17,000 parts.
So they can make $1 bazillion.
So, like, for me, I think a movie I would love to see on the big screen, which I think would work really well, especially if you had the original writers, would be Red Dead Redemption.
Oh,
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Like, I think that game just is incredibly cinematic and has a wonderful story.
Right.
And if you had the right team, it could be awesome. But unfortunately, half these movies, more than half of them, just are awful. Like,
right.
And we'll get to that in a sec with with Valve. But I honestly just think that's the only one I'd like to see. Because when you talk about something like Mass Effect, to have one in the chamber. Well, you know, which side missions do you pick?
Right,
that
exactly.
You add in?
Right.
Do you add anything?
Right.
You know, is it just straight up main quest?
Right.
What characters do you add in?
Right.
You know, it's just like
time to clock in.
Who does Shepard take with him? Because it's probably gonna be a guy.
Right.
When he goes to the planet, does he take everybody?
Right.
You know, so it's just like little things like that I don't think it would work well. But Red Dead, I think, would work really well.
Such a good story.
I see. You know, I agree with what both of you have to say. I was thinking if I had to make a game into a movie, there would be
Last Life.
3 choices.
Okay.
Siphon Filter, Mass Effect, and Red Dead.
Uh-huh.
And out of those 3, I really would pick Red Dead because I feel like it was such a well-rounded story. Mass Effect has, it does. It has too many. There are too many
variables.
Too many things to do, and as much as I love Siphon Filter, we don't know how it ends. The last game ended on such a cliffhanger. It's like it can go anywhere.
Right.
Whereas Red Dead is kind of like all the way through, has beginning, has solid ending. I think that would be what I would pick if I had to answer that.
Right. So speaking of movies, Gabe Newell of Valve released some Hollywood horrible ideas to make his franchise.
He was on the recent Nerdist podcast.
Okay.
Which I'd never heard of or listened to before. But apparently he discussed the Half-Life and Left 4 Dead movie proposals that Hollywood had come to him with. And the article, I didn't listen to the podcast. The article only talks about Half-Life, but I read this, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So apparently they presented ideas that involved horse riding.
What?
In Half-Life.
What?
Newell said, there really were people who came to us with proposals of, okay, it's Half-Life 1, and there are horses, and it's a cavalry charge, and it's high-tech carbon armor on the horses.
What?
And we were like, what?
What is going on?
What are you talking about? Have you even played this?
It's a horse race.
Yeah.
The whole thing takes place in like a science facility.
Yeah. I know, I get it, I understand. So it's like, it's these things that Hollywood does. It's just like, none of these video game adaptations to movies are ever good because they change it around so much.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people are. I feel that's why I feel like the Lord of the Rings movies are like such an achievement because there's such a fan base around those books, and if they didn't do it right, it would have destroyed millions of people's like dreams. And I feel like with video games, the fan bases are even more rabid, like because like you live in that world, like it's so interactive that you really get into like you know how like for instance like Halo is supposed to look and feel, you know. And I really think it would be difficult in a medium that's not interactive to make that happen for people. Like there's so many ways to get it wrong, and there's just you just can't screw with that for people who are like real big fans. Like you can't screw with it.
I guess as far as video games to movies go, I really enjoyed the first Tomb Raider movie. You know, it was like we were on the Tomb Raider subject a little earlier.
Oh, I
You
didn't
guys
see
see
it.
that? Oh, you
No.
didn't?
I saw it.
I liked it. The second one, first one, not bad.
They made two?
Yes. Second one they should have made. First one, yeah, okay. I enjoyed the first one. I own it.
Are they both with big boobs Jolie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, like, I mean, especially when it comes to Half-Life, like, how can you mess that up? It's not like there was a huge narrative in that game to begin with. It's like you push a thing, you do a thing,
Right.
all hell breaks loose,
Right, aliens
and you just gotta
come
kill a whole bunch of aliens.
Right.
And then you go to their home world. Like,
Right.
Sounds like Call of Duty, but in space. Just kill everything.
it's true, that's all it was. I'm like, where are horses coming into play here?
There are no horses.
There-
Yeah. It's inside a science facility.
Oh, goodness.
So,
I mean, you could make the science-y part in the facility really awesome. You could build up all those characters more, and like that, you know, that could be an interesting way to get into the lore. But like, I don't think they'd do that. I think they would go for like, just like you said, like Hollywood would go for the shock value and for like the big over-the-top action movie. That it wasn't really like it was more like Half-Life 1, especially was like more of like a tense experience, like a corridor. Like, what's gonna happen when you solve this puzzle? Like, what kind of weird alien's gonna jump out? How are you gonna deal with that? You know, it wasn't like something huge explodes and then something else explodes and then a million horses come tumbling through. Like, that's dumb.
It's a thinking shooter,
Right.
you know? And
Right.
it's like, to just put that in there.
Right.
Although, you know, I forgot to bring up, there was something I read, I think it was the Assassin's Creed movie, got like some sort of director or screenwriter or something. I want to say it was the Assassin's Creed movie and it's going to be greenlit.
Really?
Which could be good.
Sure.
That has potential, but again, I honestly don't care anymore after finishing 3.
Man, you've been turned off of that series.
I mean, I'd like to see where it goes, but like I was interested in playing 2 based on that stupid ending. And then like after playing that Brotherhood, oh my god, like I had to play it.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, come on.
Yeah.
And then Revelations let me down a whole lot, and this one was just meh.
Well, unfortunate.
So, but anyways, there you go. Hollywood making movies.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Just say no.
So one of our favorite developers, well, one of Greg and my favorite developers, because Andrea hates Borderlands.
Andrea doesn't have a heart.
Is Gearbox. Gearbox of Borderlands fame, and they next month will be coming out with Aliens Colonial Marines, which, as a huge Aliens and Gearbox fanboy both, I am like almost wetting my pants over this close. I don't know about you, Greg.
I can't wait to play
Yeah,
that game. I hope it's good.
I really hope it's good, both for Aliens and for Gearbox. But they turned down an offer to develop a Call of Duty game. Shocker.
It is.
They turned down an offer to print their own money.
Yeah. And there was an interview to German gaming outlet KGN.
I love KGN.
Yeah.
They're my favorite
Totally.
German news
I love
outlet.
them.
Yeah.
Gearbox CEO Randy Pitchford said that making the game wouldn't have been a significant challenge.
Ouch.
And yeah, so here's his little spiel, is what they quoted from it. I don't think there's anything to accomplish there. I think if I was only in it for the money, I would have done that. I think to do Call of Duty right, you need to do what needs to be done, and there are a lot of people who can do that. For us, it wouldn't add to our credibility.
Ooh.
It wouldn't move us forward. There would be no significant challenge that would be gratifying to overcome.
Wow. And that's why Gearbox rules, in my mind.
I mean, it's just, I sit there and I'm like, yes, thank you for making a stand. Like, I understand that Call of Duty makes gazillions of dollars. Like,
Without
day
trying,
one.
even. Like,
Yeah, but it's not anything revolutionary. And, like, if Gearbox would have made Call of Duty versus Borderlands 2,
yeah, that would have been upsetting.
it would have been very upsetting. And it's like, I was reading in the comments on the article, one person was like, oh, well, it would have been Gearbox's chance to reinvent the franchise.
But they
Like,
wouldn't have done it.
You think Activision
Yeah,
would
they
have
would.
let them make any serious changes?
No, they can't. You can't.
It was only after, like, proving themselves with Black Ops 1 did they let Treyarch change some things around, like the Pick 10 system,
Right.
you know?
Mhm.
So it's like, they wouldn't have let them do that at all.
No. The core things of what make Call of Duty are kind of like the same core things that make Halo. Like, you could let someone else develop it, but you better believe that Activision or Microsoft is going to be on your ass about it. Like,
Yep.
be like, look, this has to feel like we say it does. You
Right.
know? Yeah. It's their money-making machine. Like, Activision is living off of it. All of their employees are living off of it. Like,
Between that and WoW.
well, yeah, right. God, they have so much money.
Yeah, just wait till Bungie's next thing comes out.
Oh, they have so much money. It's disgusting.
So I found it interesting. I mean, do you all honestly think it'd be a challenge to make a Call of Duty game?
No.
No.
No, not for anyone who like actually knows anything about developing. I mean, of course, it would be for me, Mike O'Mara, because I don't know what the hell I'm
let's
doing.
say-
But like,
let's say you had,
oh yeah, no, no, not at all. I mean, if I equate it to my own profession, I mean, like, almost anyone who knows a couple chords can write a pop song. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what I do is a specialized thing that not that many people do, and it's friggin' hard and it takes forever. But like, that's why I do it, because I want to be creative in my own way. Like, I don't want to just write the 3-chord pop song, or I would, So yeah, I'm assuming that for programming, it's kind of the same kind of thing. Like, if you have the skills and you have the right kind of like software, you're working with whatever engine, you know how to work with it. I'm sure anyone can make a shooter that works. Like,
Right.
that's why there's so many shooters out, But it takes a bunch of ingenuity to make something that doesn't look the same way, doesn't feel quite the same way, doesn't react the same way. And I feel like Gearbox has done an admirable job of trying that out with their games. And sometimes they get a lot of flack for it. I really like the Brothers in Arms series, which is Gearbox's other big thing that they created, which is their like gritty, realistic World War II
Right.
kind of squad-based shooter. And when they came and they made the Xbox 360 sequel, Hell's Highway, I really enjoyed that game, but it got panned by a lot of people because they decided to go in a slightly different direction, and they changed the art look, and they changed the physics and things like that, and people got really mad because it wasn't exactly like the one they made on Xbox One. But I, for one, I was like, yes, thank God. Like, you're doing something different, so it doesn't feel like I'm playing an HD port of the game that I just bought from you 2 years ago. So
Right.
I like when developers do that, and I hope that Aliens doesn't feel quite like Call of Duty 2. Like, I hope it doesn't, because I have Call of Duty. Like, I have, like, 8 of them. They're on my shelf right now. Like,
Right.
And I appreciate Gearbox. I mean, even though Borderlands 2 wasn't the game for me, like, I appreciated the fact that it was...
It's super different.
It was different,
Yeah.
yeah. And no, that's not why I didn't like it. I couldn't get into it. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. But I appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that it is unique.
Right. So go Gearbox.
So yay, Gearbox.
Yeah.
Hooray.
All right. So unfortunately, we're still talking about the violent video game debate.
Yeah.
How it is destroying our minds, and the youth of our nation. They're being reduced to violent mush because people dare to put guns in video games. What's the newest this week, Greg?
Well, kind of the end of it so far for now. I guess
Till some other wacko
the
does
ESA,
something.
Entertainment Software Association, they met with Vice President Biden this past week, I want to say,
Okay.
and to discuss just possible causes, solutions, what they could do. Apparently, Obama had put Biden in charge of like a task force to kind of see what they could do about violence.
That makes Biden sound like so tough. Like he's the leader of the task force.
Yeah.
You know who was in the task force?
Who?
Soap.
He was till he
Those
I
died.
just thought of something really funny about soap.
Uh-oh. What?
Bet you'd like to wash your mouth out with that.
Ah!
Oh, that's horrible.
Oh, God.
That's disgusting.
Jokes.
That is just wrong.
So anyways, Biden met with Michael Gallagher, CEO of the ESA, and apparently a few other executives. The article doesn't say who. And they just talked. Biden began the meeting saying, "I come to this meeting with no judgment," but he was quick to add, "You all know the judgments other people have made. We're looking for help." So I don't know what's going to happen. I think it's Tuesday is when he presents the findings to Obama, and then who knows what he's going to do after that. But
This is
coming
ridiculous.
Tuesday.
yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
It is. It's a mess. The whole thing is a mess.
I mean, are they meeting with mental health care professionals to make it more accessible to people? Are they meeting with
I don't know. It says, the article says that
community leaders? Like, why are they just going after stupid video games? Like,
he's having discussions with assorted groups and industries in order to see from every perspective. And the day this article was written, January 11th, was the day he met with the video game people.
mm-hmm. Well, I don't think there's really anything else that we can say, but like, it is just beyond ridiculous. Like, look at any study of nations that have high video game spending per capita, and then look at their violent crime rate, and particularly their gun crime rate, and it doesn't go up. It actually goes down. Like,
Yeah.
America has got a massive problem with violence, but it has nothing to do with video games. It has to do with violence. Like, they're not, like, linked, you know?
Right, and that's what this here goes on to say. Like, Michael Gallagher brought a whole bunch of studies showing no causal relationship between games and violent behavior.
Right.
And that despite video games gaining popularity in the past few decades, violent crimes have actually gone down. Like you said, you know. So, I don't know. The article speculates that all that's going to happen is he's going to call for universal background checks. Biden. I mean, he's going to call for universal background checks on all gun sales.
Right.
And to ban assault weapons and high-capacity ammo magazines.
Okay, well, fine. Good. But stop going after video games.
I don't know. It's a discussion, like, I'd prefer not to talk about politics, but it's one of those, like, what more can the government do? You know,
Right.
It's like, there's only so much you can do.
Right.
To limit people's choices, I guess.
Right. Yeah, without taking choice away, and that's what's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are we going to do? We're going to ban everything that might give you the idea to be violent? Like,
Right.
Oh, that's a lot of stuff.
that's everything. I mean, that's everything. Like, expression and art are made because of what humans do, not like to create what humans do. So, like, there are millions of books about war because war happened. Like, you didn't write War and Peace, and then War and Peace happened. Like, war, and then peace happened, and then he wrote War and Peace. You know what I mean? Like, are we going to ban friggin' Les Mis because it talks about the revolution? Does that make people think about revolution because
Yes,
they're talking about their
absolutely.
revolution? Like, this is insane.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it now.
It is insane. It is insane to me, like, as someone who, is an artist, someone who creates music, and it's insane to me as someone who friggin' loves video games. Like, this is crazy. Stop it. Stop it. Like, if you want to get rid of violence in people, then talk about how to get rid of violence in people. Don't talk about artistic expression that, like, comes out of what people do. Like, come on. It's insane.
There you go.
It's insane.
We'll see what's going to happen, but here you go. More talks on games poisoning.
Yay.
minds.
Wonderful. So, we all know that game developers like making money. At least we can speculate that since they make tons of money.
Just a little bit,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, one of them is Warner Brothers. And Warner Brothers has just registered many, many, many domain names. What
So
for?
many. Arkham.
Of course they have.
Anything that has to do with Arkham.
So, like Arkham Universe?
Arkham Universe.
Arkham Planet?
Batman Arkham Universe. Batman Arkham Rises. Batman Arkham Begins. Batman Arkham Dark Knight. Batman
Really?
Arkham Knight. Batman Arkham Legends.
Good
Batman
lord.
Arkham Legends. Batman Arkham Knight. As in, like, night. Like
Right.
The night time.
Nighttime, yeah.
Batman Arkham Origins.
Uh-huh.
Batman Arkham Stories. Dark Knight Arkham. DC Arkham Universe.
Good
DC
God.
Arkhamverse.
That's just stupid.
And the Arkham Universe.
Good
That's a lot
God.
of Batman.
That's a lot of Batman.
That's a lot of Arkham.
So it makes me excited because that means there's going to be another Arkham game.
Oh, you know there's going to be another
Well,
Arkham.
right, but, you know,
Did you say launch
it's gonna
title
be
next
next
Xbox?
gen.
Ooh.
That's what I'm excited about. Oh my god.
Launch title Xbox?
Both those games were incredible.
They were.
And I'm not like a huge comic guy, but I loved those games.
Those games are pretty rad.
They were a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing Batman's awesome cape and shiny next-gen graphics.
In 4K or whatever.
4K.
Oh yeah,
my
with
God.
the dumb name. That seems like forever since we talked about that.
It's coming.
Oh.
4K.
So it's like, you know,
4K.
I've been looking at all the coverage from CES.
Yeah.
And just seeing like some of the TVs and like everyone's going 4K crazy and like
Yep.
I just bought like a nice
I know,
a year
it
ago,
sucks.
like a nice 1080p
It
LED
sucks. It really
40-inch
sucks.
TV.
It really sucks.
And it's like in a few years 1080p is going to be like
boring. It'll be SD. It'll be standard.
Yeah, it'll be like
Yeah. And we'll like sit in our rocking chairs and like talk about how like a long time ago we only had 480p.
we had HDMI.
No,
Component cable.
Wait, why do we sound like Bane now? Batman. Batman. All right. So-
Go on, no, keep going.
No, it's okay. So the PS3. I have one. I rarely play it. I probably play it twice a month because there's probably only 2 games that I can only get on PS3 that are awesome, and sometimes I get crazy in the head and I get feverish and I need to play them. Other than that, the poor PS3 does not turn on. It has been a massive disappointment for me in that regard, and I will not be buying a PS4 until it's cheap.
All right.
Then I'll buy it.
Of course.
Probably. But you heard it here first, folks, and you guys can keep me to it. Unless they announce something awesome. Which is...
Like an
He's gonna
exclusive
get it
title.
As a-
today, folks. Don't
Shut
worry
up,
about
shut up! I'm going to try not to. I'm going to say I'm going to try not
it.
to
You
because...
try right now.
I'm
and
gonna
then
remember-
As soon as it's announced,
Stop.
it'll be free.
Because I'm going to remember...
Pre-order.
Because I'm going to try to remember the disappointment that PS3 has brought me. It brought me nothing but pain. Except for a couple hours of mag was fun, then I got boring, and now it's boring. So, but the PS3 has overtaken the Xbox 3 in shipped units. Yay for Sony! What's that mean? Great.
I don't know.
Oh. It doesn't mean it's outselling it, right? Necessarily.
Let's see. This was also January 11th.
Everything came
A
out
lot of
on
game
Friday.
news on January
I
11th.
guess
Yeah.
so. There were 77 million PS3 units
Dang.
sold as
Uh-huh.
of December 2012, but there are only 76 million Xbox 360s sold.
Slacking.
So the success of the PS3 is helping to kind of keep the market alive. The article talks about.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
They also go on to speculate. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
They also go on to speculate that game disc revenue
Yeah.
will stop bleeding in 2013 and rise substantively.
Substantially?
Substantively. That's what it says.
Substantively? That's not a word.
No, really?
Substantively. You see?
Oh my god, it's not.
Substantive.
I think that they were
in
wrong.
No.
2014.
I would say substantially.
Yeah, yeah.
So
What do I know?
yeah. Apparently disc-based consoles will thrive through at least 2014.
Then they're going all digital on us, you assume?
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
I don't think so either.
I would
think
like
so either.
to see day-and-date release of digital and physical.
I think that's coming.
Because I know on the Wii U I can actually buy full retail games.
Day up?
From, I'm assuming.
Oh,
That's
that's
like,
cool.
I can buy Scribblenauts right now, but
who
I
cares?
need to save money. Hey, I want to play that game.
Alright.
It looks fun.
Okay.
It's called Scribble Nuts. That's
How could it not be
You
fun?
can summon
I know.
Cthulhu to like fight a
Cthulhu.
killer dog.
Ooh,
or something.
Cthulhu.
Sounds like, what's his name? Cthulhu in South Park? Yeah.
Same guy.
Same guy.
Oh!
He's a god.
He's a god.
He's a squiddy god.
Squid god.
With lots of eyes. He's horrifying.
But anyways, with PlayStation 3, yeah, I'm kind of with you on that, Mike. Like, my brother has one,
Yeah.
and I've played a few games on it. Like, I for sure had to finish God of War 3
Awesome.
because I wanted to see how that ended.
Uncharted's awesome.
I haven't played any of the Uncharted games.
Uncharted's awesome.
But honestly, the only games that I'm missing out on, I feel like, are
Journey.
Journey.
Ratchet and Clank!
No,
That's
Oh, I would want to
had-
play that.
it's not that
Totally.
they're bad games. I remember
No.
enjoying the original 3 a lot, but kind of after that, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're doing more of these.
yeah, it's like HD port is what the new ones feel
Mm.
like.
Heavy Rain. I still haven't
Yeah.
played, which I'd love to at some point because I loved Indigo Prophecy
Yeah.
so much. And I didn't the handheld, the PSP God of War games
Yeah.
came out. I haven't played those at all, which I'd like to. And I'd also like to try Sly 4 because I love the Sly Cooper series.
Sure.
Those are great games. Although arguably 1 and 2 are the best. 1
Yeah.
probably the best.
Sly 1's awesome game.
Well, if the newest PlayStation ever comes out with, was it Siphon Filter?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Then you'll have to drop hundreds and hundreds of dollars just for that game.
No, I get the game and then just come over to your house and
Oh,
use
God.
your PS, your PlayStation.
That's not the way it works.
No, but yeah, if they ever do it like a new Siphon Filter, then uh-oh.
Something
So
tells
that-
me it's looking bad for that series, though.
Siphon-
Yeah, I think I've kind of accepted that it's done.
Yeah.
But it ended like, oh, how
Right.
does it end? How does it end?
It's true.
So Siphon Filter is your Rayman Legends. You'll buy a new system for that one game.
Yeah, and Ratchet and Clank would be a very close second.
But there are a lot of Ratchet and Clank games on PS3.
I know, and I'm missing out on them.
Sorry.
I don't know. If I had to pick between the two, I think I'd go for the new Siphon Filter, but just replay again Ratchet and Clank 3, Up Your Arsenal. That was my favorite one. I could play that game.
I'm really, really, really looking forward to The Last of Us from Naughty Dog coming out this year.
Oh yeah, I heard good things about that one.
Yeah, can't wait for that. Other than that, though, PS3. What are you gonna do?
What are you going to do?
What?
Yeah, no one has it.
I have it.
Well, I know, but I mean, you know,
77 million other people have it,
I
apparently.
guess, but I don't know any of them. Everyone I know has an Xbox.
Because of rules.
Because it's better.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, it is. It is.
Console Wars.
Ooh.
No, I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily better. Like, it's just ease of use and all things considered. I just feel like the Xbox has a better overall system for doing everything.
Well,
it's easier
and
to figure out Xbox Live. It's easier to figure out cross-game chat. It's easier to... It's just...
Not to mention, like, everyone develops for it first.
Right.
So if you're going to have one, you know, like, what, people on PlayStation 3 still don't have Vanguard.
Come on.
Oh, they don't?
No, they don't.
They don't have it. They don't.
Wow,
Do they
that's
even have Dragonborn or Hearthfire?
No.
Oh,
And they have,
that's
like,
wrong.
game-breaking glitches because they developed on 360 and PC and then put it on PS3 and it, like, runs like crap. Like,
Oh.
every time there's a dragon in the sky, it, like, stutters. It goes like, a dragon, dragon. like, not good at all.
Oh no!
It's pretty bad.
Wow.
Pretty bad.
So there you go.
So in our last bit of news, and just to kind of rant and rave, because I guess it deals with video games, sort of, because lots of video games take place in space. Bear with us, because it's the funniest thing ever. To me, anyways. So Mars 1, Mars-1, is a private, looks like Norwegian company, who put out a big, like, let's put humans on Mars thing. Right, Greg?
They did.
Yeah.
And they are looking for people who
Just
will
like you and
volunteer.
me.
Just like you and me. And they're going to volunteer, and if they see that you're fit to travel...
Not me, then.
then you can go on a one-way trip to Mars
This sounds horrible.
and live there.
Yeah.
This is a horrible
bit.
plan.
So the idea is that in 2023,
Right?
there are going to be people on Mars in a fully operational colony.
But operating doing what?
Yeah.
I don't know. But, so like every 2 years they're going to send things to Mars and like get this thing all prepared and ready to go.
Uh-huh.
And then astronauts, well, they're not really astronauts. You can be anybody. As long as you meet the qualifications, like you can go. I don't know how they're going to weed people out though, because the
This is
first
so
batch of people
dumb.
is only 4.
Right.
Only 4 people going. And then every 2 years after that, a new batch of people is going to come in.
Oh, 4 people as well?
I
or
don't
is that
know.
to be determined?
I don't know.
I'm telling you, like, this is a horrible plan.
So,
Are they only going to allow, like...
so they have a YouTube video, and I watched it and I showed it to these two.
Yeah, which looks like a joke to me. Like, it looks like some science fair joke.
Yeah.
The problem I have with it is the actual, like, modules, I guess. That's what
Yeah.
you call them. That
Sure.
the people live in. They look no bigger than a studio apartment. I live in a studio apartment. I know how small that can be.
Except you're on friggin' Mars.
you're on Mars.
There's nowhere to go.
Like, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, where do you put crops?
Right.
Where do you work out, to stay healthy? Where is your, like, medical area?
Right.
Like, where are all these things? And so in my mind, it seems kind of pointless to do this until we, like, figure out how to terraform.
Well, right, because they're going to get there and there'll be nothing. Look, here's what I'm saying. I think this is a racket for young people who want to get laid. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out, because I'm just saying, if I were single and like 18 to 20, and I knew that this is being funded in like Norway or Sweden, where all of the hot chicks in the bikinis are, I would go out there and be like, so wait a minute.
Hey, girl.
You're gonna set me up. Look, no, hear me out.
Okay,
You're gonna be in a space station with nothing else to do for 9 months getting to Mars.
Uh-huh.
Then you're literally gonna be one of only 4 people on the frigging planet. Okay?
Yes.
I'm just saying. What do you think's gonna happen in those modules? It ain't gonna be tiddlywinks.
You want to be my girl?
That's what I'm just saying. No, I mean, like, right?
Sure. I mean, yeah.
What could go wrong?
Valid
If you're like 18, you're like, that's
But
constant.
you're not, by the time you get there, like the minimum age to sign up
Right,
now is 18.
it's 18.
By the time you get there, though, you're going to be 28.
Right, but that's still like prime, like, booty making time. Like, that's awesome. That's awesome. And she's going to be thinking family because she's 28. She's going to be
That's
like,
true.
I need to shack up with someone. And there's just a tiny little space. And you're on Mars. There's nothing else to do.
Uh-huh.
That's all I'm saying.
All right.
You're not going to find Promethean ruins. They're not there.
They might be there.
They're not
You mean Prothean?
there.
Oh, yeah. I think he meant Prothean.
That's what I
Promethean.
said.
You said Promethean.
Whatever.
They're
One-
going to be there, Mike.
No, they're not.
We're going to be in
No,
the
they're not.
Turian
No,
War
they're
real
not.
soon here.
No, they're not. What's gonna be there is a completely dead planet with no movie theater and nothing else to do. So get to knocking boots. That's all
Well,
I'm
I
saying.
think you got to think about it this way. Like, if that was the attitude every single person took when they made the trip from Europe across the Atlantic.
I think
to
half the
here-
guys did.
What do you mean?
I think that was what people thought. Like, they're like, I'm gonna get away from Crazy King and do whatever I want, which includes, like,
Right, but if they never made
It
that,
sounded like something from Killer 7. Like,
but if they never made that choice, like, we wouldn't be here.
So
in
you're
this
thinking,
specific spot.
well, I know. Well, stupidity has driven humanity to great heights. You're absolutely right. But I'm just saying that it's another one of those things. Except now, if you get there and things don't pan out, you just die. Like, if you came from Europe and things didn't pan out exactly right, you could still survive because we still have oxygen in the new world. Like,
right.
In Mars, if your stupid rover breaks, you don't go to the rover store. You just die a horrible, choking death.
But that's what happened here, though. It's not like you could go to the store. It's not like there's a hospital.
Right,
it's not like there's a doctor.
But there was still,
they had to build
but there was still Earth. There was water and oxygen.
Yeah, water that wasn't clean.
well, I think
Dysentery was a thing.
I think the difference is that you're going from Earth to Earth. You don't need to worry about oxygen
Right.
and like all
Right.
that. It's I mean
Right, so you don't have
sure
a toilet,
that-
just poop in the forest. Like, in Mars, there is no forest to poop in. There's nothing. It's just dead rock. And if you don't get along with the 3 other people on the planet, they're going to kill each other. Like, literally. There's nowhere
I
to
would
go.
hope they figured out 4 people who could live together.
Could you imagine?
in
I mean,
confined
Greg,
spaces.
you and I get along pretty much, right? Could you imagine, like, this space that we're in right now for the rest of our lives? Like,
See, though, I don't believe that. Because
okay, because you believe
if
we
things,
could live in the studio, you and me,
yes,
forever.
we can do it. We'll just cuddle.
Oh,
Now,
bromance.
if things go well, like let's assume that things
Okay,
go well,
let's assume.
and nothing. You know,
Okay, what's
like,
the best
things go-
scenario here?
Best case scenario, like 20, 30 years down the road, there's going to be an established colony on Mars, and you can come back.
So what? Like,
It's not like I don't think it's going to be permanent. You have to stay on Mars.
in the...
But I do think. Calm down.
I'm
It
waiting.
is just entertaining. I'm just listening here.
I'm waiting.
I do think that before they do this, it's foolish not to figure out how to make Mars' atmosphere more like Earth.
Well, right.
Sure. I mean,
Right.
that should be.
But hasn't... Okay, let's get back to video games, because we are a video game podcast.
Oh,
Like,
right, yeah.
in the best of scenarios, can't we learn from our video games? Have you played Red Faction? Any of them?
No.
Do you know what
Yes.
happens when you try to terraform Mars? The aliens come out of the ground and kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe, what if they're friendly aliens?
they're not friendly
What if
aliens.
they teach us how to grow crops on Mars?
Dude,
Hey, that'd be cool.
what friendly species have you ever met, ever, outside
What-
of Earth?
Mass Effect.
Non-friendly species have you ever met?
All I know is that that's how the Turian War started. This misunderstanding that humans bring everywhere is going to get us all killed.
But look what happened after the Turian
We're going
War.
to lead.
We became a staple to this galaxy.
We're going to lead.
We were
We're going to lead the
awesome.
Covenant
Oh
back
my
to
God.
Earth.
Saved
Okay.
the galaxy from
All right.
the Reapers.
Okay, fine.
The giant
I
lobster.
think there's going to be a lot of Reaper going on in those in those little pods, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, I think that's enough. I think that's enough for this week. But we should carry this discussion into our next group play because this is kind of fun.
It is.
All right, folks. Thanks very much for sticking with us. We just got to over 4,000 views.
Woohoo!
Almost at 30 subscribers.
Yeah, so this is awesome.
Thank you so much. I
We're
really
moving up in the
appreciate it.
world. We really appreciate all the likes, the comments on all of our videos, our group videos, as well as our own kind of private things we do on the channel. Thanks so much.
If this is your first time here, be sure to check out. Mike has a lot of matchmaking stuff
I do.
on various games. Andrea has a lot of Call of Duty stuff.
She does.
I do Mario hacks and various other Super Nintendo games. So right now, Donkey Kong Country 2.
Yeah.
Fantastic game. So you should check it out.
All right, folks. Thanks so very much. We'll see you next time here on the Moo. Moo. Over 4,000 views.
Woohoo!
Almost at 30 subscribers.
Yeah, so this is awesome.
Thank you so much. I
We're
really
moving up in the
appreciate it.
world. We really appreciate all the likes, the comments on all of our videos, our group videos, as well as our own kind of private things we do on the channel. Thanks so much.
If this is your first time here, be sure to check out. Mike has a lot of matchmaking stuff
I do.
on various games. Andrea has a lot of Call of Duty stuff.
She does.
I do Mario hacks and various other Super Nintendo games. So right now, Donkey Kong Country 2.
Yeah.
Fantastic game. So you should check it out.
All right, folks. Thanks so very much. We'll see you next time here on the Moo. Moo.